Okay, today we are going to talk about honey. The most common question that I've gotten asked since I've started doing this is, am I going to get a lot of honey this year? Eli, are we going to get honey this year?
Yes.
Well, we're not, but the bees are. So the first year, the bees really have to work on building their comb and getting their hive nice and developed, and they need to store honey for themselves for the winter. So once they have an established hive next year, then we should be able to harvest some honey. That's our goal. So we want to try to get at least one of our hives through the winter. They spend a lot of energy at the beginning building out the comb and then storing honey for the winter. You need to have needs to weigh about 80 pounds, the hive, to have enough supplies to get through the winter. Because that's how they'll feed, is they'll take the nectar and the honey that they got this year and store it over the winter. And today we're going to try to get some pictures and video and focus a little bit more on the honeycomb and the cells that they've made. They're storing the honey in different phases of it. So let's get started.
Yeah.
Eli fact of the day.
The Eli fact of the day.
Okay, Eli, how do the bees get the nectar and the honey?
They go to a flower.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll get you a guide of flowers that they would have outside.
Eli's getting a flower currently. Okay. You sit over there.
That
Sit
one?
over there. Yep.
That one.
Okay, and what do?
They like to get flowers, nectar and honey.
So they take the nectar from the flower, and what do, Eli?
They get the nectar. They bring it back to the hive. And then they get the honeycomb. And they put it in there.
Yep. And what's the enzyme called that they use?
Well, they give it to a bee, and then they give it to a bee, and then they keep giving it in their mouth.
Yep. So they actually vomit it. It's pretty gross. And they use an enzyme called invertase to break down the honey. And then how do they make it thicker? What do?
They flap their wings on it.
Yep. So they flap their wings on the honey to dry it out.
Hey, look, this one's cleaning itself.
Yep. Eli's got a bee that's cleaning itself over there. All right, let's open up the hive.
Hey, look, Dad.
Okay, so here we have a nice frame where they're storing some honey.
And I see a bee on a flower right now.
That's good, yep. And you can see there's actually different colors of pollen in there. There's some reds. Eli, point out the red. Right, yeah, there's some over there, yep. There's some right here. So different colors, and you can kind of see that they're storing the honey in there.
Yep. And
Okay, so here we have another frame that we took out. This is a pretty cool frame because it has some brood. So if you look in the middle, Eli, why don't you give it a blow? Eli's going to give it a blow. Okay, back off. So that yellow there is cap brood. So those are the baby bees. But this frame also has some honey being stored. If you look up in this corner up here, so you can see the different colors of pollen there and the honey.
And you can see some down here.
Yeah, watch out, look this way. So if you look up there, so that's going to be, so this frame has got kind of a mix. It's
That
got
one's
the
got
babies
some honey.
and they're also storing honey on it.
What's that one?
Yeah, Eli, what do you see over there?
One that has a honeycomb stack.
Yeah.
There's
Get
a
some
black
zoom
and yellow
in.
bee. There's a black and yellow there. They're all black and yellow.
Okay, and we got the queen on this frame, so let's take a look at her. There she is, right there. Kind of try to follow her around. The bees were getting a little bit antsy on this frame, and I think that's probably because of the queen. So if you can spot her, she's right there.
I didn't see her. Where did they sit?
I think it's her on the camera. I want to follow her around. Let's get back.
Hey, look, there's one getting out.
There's the queen there. Kind of follow her around. It's cool when you see the bees that have the red pollen on their legs. I don't know if I see any on this frame.
I want to see one that has red pollen.
You can flip this one around, so there's the queen still there. Just kind of zoom out and you can get a feel for it. Okay.
Where'd you go?
Oh, let's look at the other side. This side is just beautiful.
What?
Just beautiful. So this side has got a lot of good capped brood.
Let's look at the capped food. There's the queen.
On this side, yeah.
I see.
Okay. You can take some pictures with my camera. You can see some of the larvae and the brood that's not capped. And I can take some pictures of the queen too. We'll do that next. So that was all in all a pretty successful inspection. I got my first sting, so I'll take a picture of that. I was taking pictures with my gloves off, and the bee lit me up pretty good. Didn't hurt too bad though, and I don't really have a reaction to stings, so I'm not too worried about it. So it's going to be a little cold tonight, the next 2 nights really, so probably won't look back in the hive for another 2 weeks or so. Let them get a break and kind of get more established. Hopefully the next time we look in, I'll be ready to put on another deep, which is that box. Basically another set of 8 frames that they can grow into once they get more established. So we'll see you later.